Okay, still in the same view, I'm ready to start drawing my roof on here. And I want to show just another option here. I want to get the idea that when I go to the Home tab and draw roof by footprint, I've got options up here that I can be drawing by placing lines, rectangles, arcs, splines, whatever. But this option here is quite useful. Pick lines means that, for example, I could do something like, say, I want to offset by 3 feet from a line that I pick in the model. And notice too on the options bar, I'd mentioned it's different with every object that you're creating, that if this is checked on, it means that there's assumed to be a slope coming from whichever line is being created there. So if I do that and this, I'm going to notice that the direction that I come at matters. If I go like that and this, so I've got a closed shape. Now if I actually did want to constrain this, what I would do is I'd put dimensions between the grid and the end. I'm not going to constrain it. I just want to show you how easy it was for me to draw the outline of my roof. While I'm doing this, similar to the floor, I'm in edit mode. If I didn't like what I drafted, I'd click cancel. If I'm okay with it, I'm just going to say okay. Just before I go any further, watch that the level of the roof is whatever it says in the properties palette, right? So what I might want to do is I'm going to move that up to the mezzanine level. I can do this before or after, it really doesn't matter, because I can access it at any point and change its location. I'm going to say OK, and now I've got my roof. Now it doesn't look like I've got very much, right, because it's a plan and it's cutting through 4 feet above the ground level, but when I switch to 3D, there's my actual house, or my extension. So if I click on this, you can always go back inside and make changes later. So I'm going to say edit the footprint. It was drawn on the floor, but I mean it was drawn on the mezzanine level, and what I've got in here is lines that are actually let's change that just so we're moving. Oh no, mezzanine's good. I'm changing that so that the property of that line that I drew is that it doesn't define a slope. So what does that mean in terms of the roof that I get? It means that I just changed that end from being to a gable roof, right? So if I were to pick this and say edit footprint, I can decide which edges define slopes. In other words, if I turn it off on these for these other sides, then what I've got is a roof that pitches just from that one side. So if I select it again, I just want to also point out that the property is editable, that defines what the slope is. So I'm going to change that to 2 and 12 and then click OK, and so now my roof slopes up like that. Okay, one last change that I want to make here. Remember the option in 3D is I can shift and turn it, is that the walls are not connecting. So what I want to do is I'm going to hover over a wall, hit the tab key, which means that I'm selecting all walls that are connected, click and say attach to the top, like that. So now they are connected to that roof. One other thing, just while I'm in here, because it's so easy for me to do, remember that I had put the wall foundations I mean. If I pick that command, I come over my walls, I hit the tab key, I select it, drop the footings in under my building. And I'm now essentially finished. If I go back to that, I've got this. I'm going to have to make some modifications on the terrain, but that's not really a part of this assignment, which was just to show you that how to draw inside the project environment.